Good morning, everyone. Kitty Foss here, your storytelling astrologist, reader of the stars for May 29th and May 30th. So we have a Scorpio moon, and that Scorpio moon yesterday was in an amazing amount of transformational, intuitive, instinctual, DNA based conversations about transformation, about the deep dive into the ebbs and the tides of death and birth, and that kind of recycle, that transformation. The only constant we have is change. This is the moon of change. And today, after working with so many planets yesterday about what we honor and cherish, what is bringing us forward, not in a conversation about the responsibility, but having us kind of see the landscape in front of us and working with how do we find balance around that. Today, that moon stays in Scorpio until 8:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then at 8:06, which is when the void of course begins, and a void of course is always the flavor of the passing moon. So this is the flavor of transformation. This is the flavor of the deep dive to find the light in the darkness. Combines then with your own moon, void of course. Your moon steps forward and takes over that intuition. Your very private energy is going to be going through some kind of big change tonight, and it's working in the background with Jupiter and Cancer. So it is nurturing truths, it is nurturing our learning. So pay attention to things that are brought to mind today, and especially this evening, that are for us to reflect upon, look at taking a different course of action, really looking at the transformational energy of how I fit in the collectiveness, because Pluto right now is in Aquarius, and though it's a Scorpio moon, Pluto rules Scorpio. So there's all these little different levels and pieces that come about with this. And today, working in the background is that expansion of truth and nurturing that. You're learning around that. Be gentle with yourself, especially this evening, as things are not completely clear and the path appears as we take our first steps. And then tomorrow, we have at 2:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have that moon that will move into our the moon that will move into Sagittarius. Sagittarius, the placement of truth, of that steady burning fire. And it's not in a conversation with our Mercury energy about our experiencing of truth. It is, though, however, in an opposition with our awakening around this transformation, our awakening and the chaoticness, looking for a balance between with that truth. And while it's doing that, it is working in the background with our new understanding of responsibility, of what Spirit is asking us to step forth, to begin to create and to work with. And one of the ways we're able to do that is look at the truth about transformation in the collective. What does that Pluto energy ask us to be taking a look at in truth in our private energy that will step forward? We can activate what we know in this moment, in the moments of the 30th as they appear. It is not about an advance directive or placement. It's really about the transformation of what appears on that day, what truths have now stepped forth in this whole week of exploring. And we're able to understand that this is us taking a new structural responsibility for who we are, beginning to understand we're letting go of old definitions. We've been letting go of old definitions, and the new definitions haven't quite stepped forward. So we're developing them in the search with the truth. We have a full moon on the 31st, so that's an interesting one. So we're getting ready on Saturday to let that light shine upon what we need to let go of, what we're thankful for, and how we take our next steps forward with the new light that is coming through us, that is becoming part of that Sagittarian moon experience. I'm Kitty Foss. I will be back on the 31st, the last day of May, the day of the full moon. Namaste.